Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to all the Virgos out there. If you are a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of January for the new year. We are almost there. We are in the home stretch. In case any of you are interested, I will be using the Grateful Dead Tarot deck. I just got it, and I love the colors. I love the symbolism. So many of the names connected to the music, which I'm obsessed with, and I hope you guys will love it just as much as I do. So, with all of that said, let's see what Virgo has in store for the new year. This is an interesting spread. I feel like I say that for every spread. I'm like, interesting, interesting. But this is actually this is interesting. Okay. So the first card to jump out was the Ace of Swords, and it's the Terrapin in these deck, or in this deck, which I love. The Tower, which also came out for Scorpio. The Seven of Cups, which has come out in every reading thus far. The Ten of Pentacles. And then at the bottom of the deck we have, ooh, I don't know if that one wants to come out. We have the Nine of Wands upright, and then under the Nine of Wands, we had the Three of Swords reverse. I love that this looks. I love that this looks like Reptar. What I was trying to say, and I think this one wants to be said as well because I picked up both of these cards at first. We also have the Ten of Cups underneath the Nine, or underneath the Three of Swords, excuse me, and the King of Wands under there. Huh. Okay, well, what was interesting upon first glance is everything in this deck is showing not only are you moving away from something and starting some sort of new cycle, you are also coming to the completion of another. But I don't think they're related in any way. I think they're separate aspects of your life. And that's why it's interesting. And it might bring you to an impasse where you have to choose, okay, do I want to focus on this that's already established, or do I want to go blindly into this new beginning and hope for the best? And that impasse is going to come from a tower moment where you realize you can't juggle everything. And although you have ultimate fulfillment, ultimate success in the cycle that you are nearly completing, or I shouldn't say completing because it's not something that you're ready to give up. You have this sense of like wholeness and fulfillment and again success. Maybe it's monetary success, we'll use a job as an example. Maybe you just accepted a promotion, or you will be accepting a promotion that you had been like going after for years at this point, and you feel really fulfilled and happy and stable, and you have the level ground, the foundation there. But there's a part of you that's yearning for more stimulation. We talked about this. Virgo, we talked about this in December. There's still a part of you that's yearning for more stimulation. So while you did make strides to change, oh, go and watch December's reading if you haven't already. I didn't even put it together until this moment I chose. Oh my God, the universe is like, girl, you're on it, keep going. Although you made strides to find a greater sense of what fulfillment was, what fulfillment, how do I say this? Like the fulfillment that made sense for the path that you were trekking on. You kept going down that line even though you were already not feeling fulfilled on that path as it is. But you figured, I'm already here. I've already come this far. Like I'm not just going to abandon it now because I'm almost at this next level of this path, and maybe this next level is what I've been waiting for to finally bring me the fulfillment in this opportunity that I've been seeking. But you get there and you're like twiddling your thumbs like this is what I've been waiting for. And your mind, that's why it's swords. Your mind is like, you're a mercurial being. Your mind needs to be stimulated. You need to have excitement and challenge in order to grow. And I think that whatever this opportunity was, whatever the sense of fulfillment was, is not what you expected it to be. Which is why the mind is now saying, no, burn it down, like we're starting from scratch. And that's why I almost think this tower moment is going to come as like a reprieve for you. Maybe it's something you will cause yourself. Maybe there's just going to be, and if this is a job, I'll use the job as an example again. There's going to be one day that you're just like, I can't take it anymore. And like have the kind of like I quit moment that they talk about in like shows and movies where you're like, get out of my way. I'm going to Hollywood. Like, like it's going to be a tower moment that you cause. And that's the choice. Oh, that's what the choice is. It's the choice to stay in this success, even though you're bored. You're so bored, and you're like, but I can set my family up, or I can set myself up for the future with this. Like, this is the logical choice, but your mind's like, I don't care about logic. I am like dying. I am dying from the inside. So that's the choice, is to either welcome that tower moment, kind of force that tower moment, or just stay where you are. But I also think that you staying where you are because you are so out of alignment with this opportunity, whatever it is, the universe is going to come correct eventually. So this tower moment is inevitable. It's ultimately up to you whether you want to be the catalyst that starts this new adventure, this new opportunity, whatever it is that starts the tower moment, or you sit and twiddle your thumbs and wait for the universe to step in and, wreak havoc. And I think there's no choice for you. Like the seven of cups is an illusion here, because to you there is no choice. To you, like as a mercurial being, you cannot stand idly. Virgos, you need challenge, you need stimulation in order to continue to grow and feel at ease with where you are. Virgo is one of those signs where like while Leo, I'll use the sign just before, Leo relaxes by relaxing. Leo relaxes by kicking their feet up, laying down on a beach, tanning, no distractions, nothing around, their brains turned off. Where Virgo, you guys relax by challenging yourselves. You are the Sudoku puzzles. You're the ones that always love to even just puzzles. Like you need to keep yourself stimulated in order to feel at ease, which is why Virgos, you are also often the people that are always doing something. You're like, oh, you want to get coffee? I can fit you in 3 weeks at exactly 3:25 p.m. for about 5 minutes. Does that work? Like you are always keeping yourself busy because you don't like to sit still, because sitting still causes your mind to go, which causes you to go down that spiral. So even while you're doing nothing, you're still doing something to keep your brain active and moving. And I don't think there's anything unhealthy of that if you're not running away from certain reflections, which of course we all need. But I think Virgos, you reflect best while you are multitasking, while you're doing the puzzles and also allowing yourself to think, because you just sitting there doing absolutely nothing stresses you out because you have this energy in you. Because your mind has this, like, your mind is a muscle. Don't forget that. Your mind is a muscle that needs to be exercised. I feel like I'm just like hammering away at this right now, but I also feel like you guys might need to hear it. Your mind is a muscle that needs to be exercised. So don't feel bad about the fact that people might make fun of you that, oh, you can never sit still. It's because, yeah, I have a muscle that needs to be worked on every single day. Like Virgo, your mind is truly your greatest muscle. So don't feel it like when people poke fun, just like, ah, yeah, whatever, and move on. But with that said, I don't think you're getting the mental exercise you need with what this is, which is why your mind is either going to cause this tower moment or you're going to be bored till then. But either way, after the tower moment, we have, oh, well, this was on the side of the 10, the 9 of Wands. I thought it was the Knight for some reason. In the Rider Waite deck, it shows like it's like paranoia. And I think that's what you will be feeling if you decide not to take action and decide to twiddle your thumbs until this tower moment comes. It's like you will feel a sense of paranoia that your life is escaping you, that you are letting the days slip by, that you have become that cliche of somebody that like is miserable their whole lives until retirement and then can't do anything they do once they retire because now they're too old or out of commission or they let their mind wither away so it's not as sharp as it used to be. That's on the 10. That's on the 10 of, that's on the side of where you're bored right now, where the 10 of cups is on the side of this new beginning. And the 10 of cups is all about fulfillment. It's all about personal connection with yourself and with the people around you. It's like a happy, healthy home life, a happy, healthy, emotional life. Just again, fulfillment is the word that comes through with the 10 of cups. So that's a great omen where if you decide to take the steps towards this tower moment, if you make that choice to actually usher in, be the catalyst for that tower moment, it will eventually lead you to your fulfillment. Versus if you decide, if you make the choice to stay where you know you're bored and unfulfilled, you're going to get paranoid that your life is running away from you. That's why I think it's the illusion of choice. The 7 is the illusion of choice. And maybe you will stick by with this thing for however long until you just like literally can't take it anymore. Anyway, so we also had the 3 of what is this? The 3 of Swords reverse at the bottom of the deck, which is hopeful. When the 3 of Swords is upright in the Rider Waite deck, it shows 3 swords stabbing into a heart. Obviously, pain, heartbreak, whatever. But when it's reverse in the Rider Waite deck, the swords are facing down, which means they're falling out of the heart. They're letting gravity do the work for them to again give some reprieve from heartbreak, from boredom, from things that are causing them to feel so mentally strained and stressed and just so I think ultimately, whatever the choice is, you are still moving away. Or, you have the choice to move towards this, to let the universe do the work for you. But that doesn't mean to just twiddle your thumbs until that tower moment comes. It means to do the work, to set yourself up to be a catalyst for this energy to come through. Virgo. Oh, I like this reading. So lots of cards fell out, but when that happens, I always take the card that's on the bottom of that. 8 of Swords, which is a self-imposed prison. And I just unconsciously put it on the side of the opportunity you're currently in. So much swords energy, Virgo. So, how many cards it was? Ah, so these 3 fell out in a single pile. We have the 6 of Pentacles reverse. Underneath that, we have the Devil reverse, which is the wolf in this deck. And underneath that, we have the Fool upright, which is the storyteller. Bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Swords upright. Hermit, Virgo's card. It's the Attic in this deck. And the King of Cups under the Hermit. So, like, everything is so clear to me with this reading, Virgo. I think, especially with this 8 of Swords energy that popped out first, you are going to teeter back and forth because as a very mental person, you are very logic driven. And to you, leaving this stability only because you're bored doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense to you. So you think, I'll just bite the bullet. I'll stay here for X amount of time. And then as I'm staying here, I'll also seek options elsewhere. But you choosing to do that is you choosing to keep yourself in this self imposed prison when you have a way out. And I think it's really important that you stop. 6 of Pentacles reverse. You're being overly generous with your energy right now. And since it's Pentacles, and this is the 10 of Pentacles we've been discussing, you're being overly generous with the work you're putting into whatever this is because you think maybe if I just work harder, they'll give me another position. No, like it's like, I have a very clear visual. How do I want to explain this? It's like you keep feeding quarters to one of those like old machines that have the little artwork in them, like the temporary tattoos. You keep putting quarters in because you're like, oh, it got jammed or it's not working or I didn't get my art, but I'll just put another quarter in. Oh, I still don't get married. I'll put another quarter in. Put another quarter in. I'll put another quarter in. And it's like this never ending cycle of you just like, oh, I'll just put another quarter in. And then maybe this is going to be the quarter that gives me the fulfillment I thought I would get with this opportunity. But it's a never ending cycle, Virgo. It's a never ending cycle of you being in this self imposed prison, doing this. That's insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You are being overly generous where the universe is telling you to stop feeding your resources to whatever this thing is. The devil reverse tells me you are moving away from that too. And I love that they all came out together. You deliberately choosing not to be so generous with your time, with your resources, with your knowledge, with your understanding, with anything that's not bringing you fulfillment. You making the conscious choice to take your energy back, to take your power back, is helping you shed those vices, those knee-jerk reactions, those that desire to be that people pleaser, that desire to just stick with something because it's the logical choice. It's helping your mind release the literally release what holds it back, what's not healthy for it. Because the devil upright is our vices. It's the things we lean on when we're trying to avoid feeling or reflecting or whatever we're doing. Reversed, it's you coming to terms with that. You coming to terms with what you've been doing to hold yourself back and how you can change your actions right now so that you can move forward towards your ultimate goals and fulfillment on a new journey with the Fool. So we have the Ace was the first card out, and we have the Fool. New beginnings, a chance for ultimate fulfillment. And with the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it's fast pace. It's fast paced. And again, with the Hermit, it took a second, I was like, attic. With the Hermit underneath that, it's you need to step away from whatever this thing is that's having you put your energy towards everybody and everything else outside of you and just take time for yourself, Virgo. Do those puzzles. Do what you gotta do to allow yourself that period of reflection to figure out where you are right now, redo that 5 year, 10-year plan and move forth towards that. And I mentioned this with Capricorn as well. We're in January, Neptune is stationing direct. And as it does that, and again, I didn't look up the sign it's in, but as it does that, it's lifting the veil, it's lifting the fog out of what has been blinding us from actually seeing our path ahead. The fog will be lifted, and then it will be a lot easier to move towards that path. But if you can do the work to kind of fan away that fog before it stations direct, you're just going to have an easier time. Like it's like when you're about to, this kind of makes sense. But essentially it's like imagine you were about to go on a race, but it's just imagine like no visibility. There's fog everywhere. You can't see 2 feet in front of you. You were the runner that decided to bring a fan that cleared out the entire track before you started. But it's only clear for you because you had the foresight to bring the fan. You know, you all have different paths that you're running, for example. Because you brought that fan, you made it easier. So once that starting gun goes off, you can just go forth and like you have a clear path ahead. That's kind of the energy there. And that's what you will get by taking time for yourself. Stop putting your energy into these things that you know don't bring you fulfillment, that you're bored with, and take time to exercise your brain, find those challenges that help you connect more deeply to yourself. So again, you can fan away the fog for when it is time to start anew. And I think this is the last card that wants to be discussed. Oh, and the Two of Wands was under the King too. So these are the last two cards that want to be discussed. Never mind, because Death was also under the Two of Wands. Oh my gosh. So you have the King of Wands, or no, sorry, the King of Cups, the Two of Wands, and Death. You moving towards your greatest sense of emotional fulfillment and potentially solitude for a bit, going back to that hermit. You finding fulfillment in your own solitude by reconnecting with your own energy is going to bring you to a place where you are finally able to see new opportunity that actually aligns with you. You'll have two paths ahead, and you'll be able to sit and reflect on which path is ultimately greatest for you. And with the Two of Wands, to me, that's not even a choice. It's like I am ready to set out on this adventure because I took the time to connect with myself and I know what I want now. I know what I want right now. And then with death, whatever this new path is, whichever path you choose, it's going to bring your ultimate transformation. It's going to bring you to the new dawn. And I think that is complete. This was a really fun reading, Virgo, and I love how it's just a transition from December. And again, if you didn't watch December's reading, I highly recommend it because it's a story. It's a story. But with all of that said, of course, this was a general reading, so it's possible not everything resonated. If that is the case, you can check out my website in the description below, and you can book with me for a personal reading directly for tarot, astrology, human design, and numerology. So if you guys are interested at all, highly recommend checking that out. I also have my Patreon link down there where I always post about spiritual topics and random things on my mind and just everything in between. I am also mercurial, but I'm Gemini, so I always have things going on that I like to get out there. And of course, if you did like this reading at all, if it resonated, go ahead and leave me a like and leave me a comment. Let me know how. And we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you are interested in getting your tarot forecast for the month ahead, according to your sign, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys here in the future. But Virgo, I'm not going to say much else. We're already over time, but you've got this. You have a mind that's capable of doing so much good, but the only way it can do so much good is if you leave what does not serve you. Leave what does not serve you. Because all that's awaiting is new beginnings, it's transformations, it's your goals, it's your aspirations, it's you. You. I love you guys.